Today I'm going to show you my top 4 favorite apps I use in my creative workflow that can replace any Adobe products because they're completely free. Well, there's one of them that isn't, and I'll show you here right away, but there is unethical ways to get it. So let's get right into it and let me show you guys just how each one of these works. The first one here is called PixArt, and right here you can see I added a random photo in here that I literally just pulled off my computer, that's it. And basically all how it works is it's a very basic, easy to use. It is a little bit AI focused, but it's really easy to use. As you can see, you can add already here, you can add text and stuff. It's really good on the desktop. I use it on mobile because it's basically, to me, it works a lot like Photoshop. So I believe you just drag in your text here. You can change the font and all that, just like you can in InDesign, Illustrator, and Photoshop. Alternatives to that, basically. But it's similar to Canva in a way, but it's a little more focused on pixels rather than vectors, so more like Photoshop. You can add in elements. The best thing in this is there's community-made stickers, basically. Basically, there's some already on here, so they're kind of like focusing like Canva now. But you can search their library here, and you can go into and you can find under here, these are all community made. There's a bunch of random ones. You can really search for anything, you'll find it, which is great, and it already has like the background removed and everything like that. You can add an image in and you can remove the background. It's so easy to use though, and there's so many elements to it. But my favorite part, let's see if I can find it because they've changed this app so much. Let me just show you here the mobile PixArt version, basically. So I cropped it in already. These retouch features, my favorite. I think you have to pay for most of it. It's on the mobile app, that's what I believe. You can do things like smooth, basically. And I like how you can, it does the auto smooth feature, which smoothens the skin automatically. For here, it doesn't seem to be doing such a great job. You can kind of just smooth the skin yourself manually. Things like that. Other things are for instance, skin tone. I use this because it's very useful for little touch-ups. It's obviously not working the best on this photo, like at all, I'm gonna be honest with you. But like if I wanted to fix, I think there's a way you could do it where you can fix the glare, because there's a lot of glare going on here, the eyes, which is ruining the photo completely. So yeah, there's probably a way to do this. You can change the way the face is positioned and stuff. It's like kind of like a simple Photoshop, kind of like how Photoshop was used for a lot of magazines and stuff, kind of for models and stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of little tools you can do. Obviously, it's not the best photo to show with, especially because I did mess up on this photo quite a bit. It's not the best photo, I know. Don't come after me on that. You can also adjust the eye color, so you can make them pop a little more, or you can change the color completely if you really want to. I just am a big fan of this. The fact that you can just do little tweaks to the face and stuff, and you can come out with a much better portrait with those little updates. I accidentally saved this, but yeah, that's the idea. Another app that I like in terms of the design space, just like PixArt, like I showed you with their mobile app, which is a desktop focused one. It's Affinity, which was bought recently by Canva. I was just talking about Canva, very similar to PixArt, but obviously Canva is a little more basic use design. It's a very more simple design based program. Affinity is the more advanced Canva now. They used to cost like $110 to buy altogether, and now they cost absolutely nothing, which is really sweet. Obviously, a lot of people were suspicious about that, but they actually don't use our designs or anything like that for their AI models, like a lot of people thought they would. It's not open source, but it is a great app, and I always suggest it to everybody who wants a Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign program replacement all together, unlike what they used to do, which was have a separate app for both, essentially. So I'll show you here. If we go to the top left corner here and we press open, it will show up with this, and obviously you can find your camera, for instance, because that's always what I do. I'm just gonna pull up a random photo here. It's a bad photo. Probably gonna be a bad photo. I don't really clear my thing, but anyways, it should take a second. But yeah, you can do all these different templates already, and then obviously you can do your own custom one, 300 DPI, all that, custom, all that, similar to Photoshop and InDesign and Illustrator, all that, and you can also change the RGB and stuff. Okay, this is an awesome photo actually. So obviously we have the photo here. You can go up to, you have to actually develop it first. I keep forgetting, that's also in Photoshop. Once you develop it, it's gonna basically turn it from a raw photo, or convert it so it's not like so it's adjustable and all that, and you can edit it. You can do all sorts of things like layer effects and whatnot. You can add shapes and all that. It's basically a very advanced, I could give you an entire walkthrough. It's just there's a lot of steps to it. It's very advanced, and it is like, if you know how to use all those that I mentioned, you will easily be able to use this app, or this software. It is a little bit higher demanding than the basic ones I've mentioned on this list, but I suggest it. It's literally what I use all the time, especially if you don't want to pay for Photoshop or any of those Adobe products. It's great. It's so great. Honestly, I could not suggest it any more than I already do. And you can import in your own fonts here. I think they go by the same ones that as long as they're on your computer, the same that basically Illustrator and Photoshop use, and InDesign, they all use. They all convert to Affinity as well, which is super sweet. But yeah, you can obviously edit this photo in here. I don't know, I haven't done much of that yet, because I still obviously mostly use this for like a Photoshop based program, where or Illustrator, and mostly just graphic based. So I mostly do graphics in here. I've done a lot of editing, so I know how to do them. Down here you can change the taskbar, and you can add in your own, these guys, you can add in all these in the toolbar, and whenever you add one in, you just drag it and drop it. They're really nice. There's hundreds of them. I like that you have so many options here. There's even different shapes and whatnot, simple things like that. But then there's obviously things like lighting tool, just random ones I'm pulling up here, dust and scratch tool. There's so many in here that can help you edit your photo so much. Like, I didn't even know about some of these. Like, what is this? Lens blur tool? That's pretty freaking useful, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, like I said, it's a really sweet one to use. I highly recommend it for anybody who either does any graphic design, or even if you just want to do photo editing. Honestly, it works for that. But yeah, even for layouts, it's great. It's awesome. I feel like you could even design a whole like cookbook in here if you really wanted to. Honestly, at this point, I've designed some like packaging and stuff. It's sweet. It's really great. I could not recommend that one more than I recommend any on this list, actually. Moving on, a mobile app I highly recommend. That is similar to Pixar, not similar to Pixar, but similar in terms of the fact that it's mobile use, is none other than Snapseed. So I'll screen record my screen here. When you're in this app, obviously, this is a basic photo I randomly just pulled out of nowhere. This is just taken on my phone. You can add in your own templates, just like in Lightroom, having presets. Presets is the word I'm looking for, actually. You can make your own. I used to have a bunch on my other phone, obviously, which sucks, is they don't have a sign-in feature, which kind of makes me sad, but it's okay. So if you you can export your own. If you went like this, I think there's a way to, hold on, this is tweaking out. There we go. Move this. I believe there's a way where you can export as, and you can select. There's ways to do it where you can export it as a custom preset, and then you just have to scan the QR code. I think that's sweet. So anyways, let's just say I do none. Hold on, I have to go back here. There is an undo button, of course. I know I haven't used this one in a bit because I currently use Lightroom, but I highly suggest it. It's basically the camera app mixed with Lightroom Mobile. It's just a more advanced camera app, which I like. So fine tuning just gives you the basic functions, like brightness and contrast and sharpness. And then also if you go down here, you can do things like the brush tool, which is essentially masking, because you can dodge and burn, you can adjust the exposure and all that, which I think is probably a tool that a lot of people who like Lightroom, want in an app that's free, obviously. So that's sweet. You can do things like the film grain, which it has a bunch of presets already in here. I like these. These are really great, actually. I used to use a lot of these. And then the last tool, actually my favorite, that I just want to kind of highlight here, other than the many tools here, obviously. You can also do double exposure in here. I use Pixar actually to double expose. I use Pixar. It's great to double expose. If you want a tutorial on that, yeah, drop a comment, I guess. You go to Glamour Glow. Oh my god. And I used to use this 5th one, I believe, and you can adjust the warmth and the saturation and the glow. This is sweet because a lot of people like that dreamy glow, the 1/4 inch diffuse. The little, I'll throw an image up here of the little filter on your camera. That effect is done right here. Super easy to use. And super easy to do. There's also selective color, which basically lets you pick a color. So for instance, if you want the blues to be more blue, you'd go up to the sky here and you would turn the brightness up, maybe, for instance, and the saturation up here, and even the contrast. Look at that, even the sky, look, it looks more blue. Oh, one thing I forgot to do, obviously, is you could go up to here, change the brightness, change the saturation, and then you can also basically expand it, and yeah, so basically it goes for the whole image now. Very sweet to do. I think that's another feature that I think I would like to have. I don't know if it's on, I have so many apps in my head right now. Lightroom, I don't think they have that on Lightroom, which sucks. And if they did, I would love that. So I'm glad that they have it in a free version here. This is a complete version, no paid, no subscriptions, which I like. It's very, very nice.